Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is James, and in this video, let's reach back in time and look at that CRM newspaper that leaked out. It was some set photo type stuff that leaked out. I don't know if it leaked out or they just put it out, but it was before The Ones Who Live aired. We got these shots of a CRM newspaper they were just going to have on set. I think they might have included a shot in the intro even. But before we look at that, see what it said kind of and see how it mattered, maybe. I did a couple videos on the newspaper. I'll leave links down in the description below. It explains the newspaper a little more thoroughly than this video will. But first, let's look at The Ones Who Live, at the ending of The Ones Who Live, and the news anchor that was talking about what happened after Rick and Michonne, of course, did what they did. We hear a news anchor say, "With the CRM's frontliner force and the CRM Force Command, including Major General Jonathan Bill, all casualties of the incident connected with the shocking revelations regarding all their operations and activities, the CRC, Civic Republic Council, voted unanimously for emergency oversight over the remaining forces of the CRM. Command hierarchies and layers of operational secrecy indicate infantry and enhanced infantry units were unaware of and did not participate in the atrocities perpetrated by these highest levels of the CRM, thus presenting hope for immediate reform." And in another stunning unanimous vote by the CRC, overturning more than a decade of CRM guidance, free movement has been established for the Republic. Citizens are now free to leave at will, and the city will now welcome new citizens as they may arrive. With oversight of the military now in the Council's hands, the CRM's priority has shifted beyond the CR's defense to now engage with, assist, and even airlift any survivor or community they may encounter. So even though Major General Bill and the bad elements of CRM were defeated, CRM still exists. The military side of Civic Republic still exists. So it could be brought back. You know, that we think, oh, the CRM story's over. And it could be, and it probably is, but it could easily be brought back just as an entity. And this time a good entity, not someone who's saying, hey, we can't tell you where the city is and I'll have to kill you if you saw the helicopter, or, you know, those kind of things. If they're shown again, they should be a force of good. So as we look at this newspaper, a couple of things I want to kind of point out as far as the main reason, I guess, for making the video, but tied into that news anchor and The Ones Who Live, what I said in the newspaper was a call for oversight of CRM. There was also a newspaper shown in World Beyond, and it also said, hey, it's been 10 years. We want to allow the council to do some oversight on CRM, and Major General Bill's like, I don't want to give up my power. And he calls Omaha and stuff like that. And they said, okay, you know, there's some bad stuff out there. We'll give you a couple more years, you know. And so it was like 12 years in probably when The Ones Who Live happened. But as far as the paper goes, the paper in the World Beyond was different, the same paper, but a different edition and a different day. This one here definitely points to oversight of CRM, how the CRC, Civic Republic Council, was put in the background and said, okay, you're going to be put in the city. We're not going to tell anybody about the city. We're not going to let anybody just walk on in, and we're definitely not going to let anybody out. And that's going to be for 10 years. Initially, it was set up, a 10-year protection program. But of course, Rick and Michonne came in, did away with Major General Bill and the bad faction, and now we have more peace in the land, I guess you could say. And if you remember in The Ones Who Live, we kind of saw some of that as far as the citizens wanting CRM transparency now. We saw the people handing out flyers. They had signs. The people of Civic Republic were trying to rise up and say, hey, we're tired of not being able to leave. We're tired of how you're bringing in new people and that we're a secret city and the CRM is running everything pretty much. The citizens themselves saw that something was wrong. But a couple of things I want to point out, because The Walking Dead gives us stuff. They do stuff like the World Beyond post-credit scene. They'll give us stuff, the PPP card, and never follow through with it. Maybe one day in the future they'll do something with that. But the initial intention of, say, what the PPP card was or the post-credit World Beyond scene, they might have had an initial thought of, hey, let's shoot that. Let's put that together. Let's put that out there. But nothing ever came of it, and eventually, if anything, Scott Gimple said he may use the PPP card again for something different than what it was originally intended to be. But here's a couple of things in the paper that, did we see it? Is it something, or was it just something they gave us here that they never really followed through on, or not yet? So if you look through the paper and you flip it, kind of seeing the ink on the other side of the paper, it says convoy, Florida sends convoy north. Okay. We never really saw that. I guess you could call the Nomads, which is the group that Michonne got with. They were a large convoy. They were heading north. Is that what they're talking about? And did they change that up by the time they got to the show, writing the show? Or was it something else? Did they mean something else? And you would think people that are confined to a city that can't leave, you're telling them, oh, there's a big convoy out there in Florida. They're just moving around. And this right here, signals from Europe. Could you imagine being trapped in a city going, there's a big world out there, but we can't leave. We're not allowed to leave. And I'm sure a whole lot of people didn't want to. It's the zombie apocalypse. I mean, it's a wasteland out there pretty much. But signals from Europe also. Whether the convoy from Florida was the group Michonne was with or not or whatever, we didn't really see that pan out, I don't think. But signals from Europe, that kind of, it says something to be true. Could be true. Signals from Europe. There's people over there. And were they just picking up some type of radio transmissions or signals from Janae's group? Maybe the ship that was coming across that got Daryl? Where in Europe? What kind of signal? And does it mean anything? Was it supposed to mean anything? Does it supposed to tie into, hey, Daryl's going to be going to France and Spain, so there's people over there, and we just wanted to say, hey, there's people over there. I mean, I love little things like this, the stuff they put out, the little, I don't know if you call them Easter eggs or hints or leaks or little things. They had a complete newspaper for the show, which I thought was pretty cool that they put together, even in World Beyond. But still, if you're going to give us something like that and make us deep dive into it, try to read the headlines, try to read the ink bleeding through on the other side, and, knowing fans do that, do they just give us stuff like that to keep us busy, kind of busy work that doesn't mean anything? Should it mean anything when they put it out? Did they have something else in mind for that stuff to mean something? It's hard to say, but I do think the signals from Europe may be tied to the whole Daryl thing. The convoy from Florida could be tied to the Michonne thing. And we definitely got the CRM reform that everybody was wanting, as far as the signs and flyers they were passing out, the articles about, hey, we want more transparency with the CRM. So a lot of it did play out as we look back on the newspaper, the CRM newspaper. But hey, you guys let me know what you think. Did the signals from Europe mean something different, something else? Was it just a little hint, Easter egg tied toward Daryl? Florida sends convoy north. What do you think that meant? Was it the convoy, the Nomads? And how did they know about the Nomads? And how did they know about signals from Europe and reporting on all of this? How did they find out this information? Did CRM maybe try to keep a check on that? Like, we don't want them finding too much about what's going on out there. But hey, you guys let me know what you think about the newspaper, the little things it said. Now that we're this far past the ones who live, let me know what you think about it, of course, down in the comments below. And I'll join you there. This is James, and as always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more dead stuff.